I've been sitting on TikTok being lazy all day today, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me get off my butt. Well, I'm still on my butt, and let me make a video. So I actually had somebody ask me a question on TikTok, and he basically said, so in your YouTube video, you said that you started Shopify at 12 years old. But when we see your TikTok, it shows that you've only made money in the past 2 years. So how does that work? Well, today I decided I'm going to make a full on video explaining to y'all my timeline. This is my Shopify timeline. I'm just giving myself something to edit in. I'm probably going to regret that later, but it's all right. My name is Tyler Bowles. If you don't know me, make sure you watch my other video and then come back to this one. I have two other videos. One is showing proof that I've made my money and like that it's real. And then I have another video. I think that one talks about my business model and how I did it. So I started Shopify when I was 12 years old, turning 13. And it sounds outlandish, but it is true. And the main reason for that is because my dad wanted to get into it. My dad has been an entrepreneur for a very long time now. He does not do Shopify stuff, never has. He's never been an internet or a electronic type of person, or technology type of person, I should say. But that was something that he wanted to dive into, and he told me about it. So we decided to get started, and we sold women's waist trainers and shapewear, or that's what we tried to do anyway. And during this time, I spent many days where I would build the store, I would do the product research, I would figure out what Deesers was. And at the time, Deesers wasn't a thing. It was actually called Oberlo. See, that's how you know that I've been doing it for a long time. Because if you don't know what Oberlo is, then that means you haven't been doing it for that long. But it was called Oberlo. And that was the software you would use to basically plug your AliExpress. And back then, I also didn't use AliExpress. I used Alibaba. Your Alibaba items over to your Shopify store. And, I was really just getting the hang of things. We were making no money. I never made any sales with that store. And it was supposed to be a family type business. So we all kind of helped out. Like it was me, my dad, my stepmom, and my sister helped a little bit from time to time. And this was back in like 2017. So after that, I took about a year or two break from Shopify as a whole. And another thing that I want to throw in is I was very bad at staying consistent. I was not good at staying consistent or staying motivated on that store. And I did not work on it every day or even every week. I would kind of just hop back into it when I felt like it. And this was something that my dad would get on me about all the time. Like he was saying, you need to treat your business like a baby. You would not let your baby go a day, a week, a month without eating or checking on your kid. You're going to check on your kid every single day, multiple times a day. That's how you have to treat your business. If you take care of business, business will take care of you. And that's what his mentor told him when he was younger. So I took a year or two break, and then I came back at it when I was about 15 years old. And that's because I got this idea to sell Stranger Things merchandise. This was back when season, I think, 4 of Stranger Things was coming out. So this was, what year was this? 2019-ish? 2020? Something like that. It had to be, no. It had to be like 2020 or 2021. So I was about 16. Yeah, I was 15, turning 16. So I sold Stranger Things merchandise, like hoodies, clothes, small jewelry like bracelets, necklaces, that type of thing. And I did make some sales off that store. I want to say I made about $600 in sales and then about $100 profit. So it wasn't too bad, but it was all right. It was decent. I was happy that I was making anything at all. And when you're only 15, 16 years old, making $100, that's like kind of a big deal from something that isn't a job. So fast forward, my store kept getting strikes. Like it kept getting warnings and alerts from Shopify saying, if you don't stop what you're doing, then we're going to shut you down. You're going to get banned, whatever. And that is because Netflix did try to like seize what I was doing, or they wanted me to stop what I was doing. You get what I'm saying? Because they own the rights to Stranger Things, obviously. So I stopped that, and then I took a little bit of another break until I was about late 17 turning 18, because as soon as I hit 18, that's when I started my own LLC. So I didn't have to use the paperwork from my dad or anything like that anymore. And at this time I was in school, and a friend of mine had a friend who was basically able to get us Apple AirPods. I'm not going to say how, I'm not going to say anything more than that, but we were able to get Apple AirPods for a cheaper price than you would usually get them for. So I was like, yeah, we got to resell these. So he did his thing reselling his in person. I tried mine online through Shopify, and I made a lot of money doing that. So I would sell them on things like Mercari and eBay at first, but there was just too many complications, and those types of platforms take a cut of your money. And I was just like, yeah, no, let me just start a Shopify store and do it myself. So I did that. I don't know how much I made in sales off that. Actually, that's a lie. Yes, I do. I think I made about $1,500 and some change in sales off that store. And this was over the course of a couple months. So it wasn't a lot of time at all. And it was booming. And the biggest thing about that was the profit margin was crazy. Out of that $1,500, I made $1,000 profit. So I was making a lot of money profit off that. Because it's Apple. Everyone wants Apple, you know. But unfortunately, my friend's friend, he couldn't supply us with the good ones anymore, the real ones. So I decided I have to keep this business going. So I switched to selling replicas, 1-to-1 or 1-of-1 replicas. I don't know how to pronounce that. I think it's 1-to-1. I'll put it like down here. That's how it's supposed to be written. I started selling those. At first, I wasn't telling people that they were replicas. I was just going with the flow and pretending it was the same thing. Unless they asked me, that's when I would tell them. But, you know, that's unethical, and you want to be an ethical business not partner, but, you know, you want to be an ethical businessman, businesswoman. So it really did start to make my stomach hurt a little bit. I felt like I was wronging these people by not specifying. So that's when I started specifying and saying that they were replicas, and people were still buying them even though they were replicas just because they were so cheap. But then, you know, they started breaking. So I would get people messaging me and saying, hey, you know, they broke, or they're not working right, or like, what is this, blah, 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 blah. And I would just have to refund those people. And, you know, it was this whole thing, but I just hated it. I hated having to sell replicas. And that's what led me to start this business model that you guys hear me talk about all the time. Speaking of which, I am now at 31,000 in sales. My last YouTube video, I was at 24,000. So we're at 31,000. We're growing, and we're growing fast. And if you are interested in getting mentorship on this, please leave a comment down below. I am inviting people to my Discord server, and there's a whole list of steps that I take you through so that you can get your store up and running, and we can get you started making money as soon as possible. So please leave a comment down below. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want more of this content, because more will be coming. I'm getting a webcam soon. Not even a webcam. I'm getting a real deal camera soon. I'm getting, what else? Well, that's all I need for this channel. But my other channel, I'm getting a game capture card. So just be on the lookout for that. But anyway, to get back into it, that's what led me to start authorized reselling, which is what my business model is called. Basically, it's what I was doing with the AirPods, except if I were to actually reach out to Apple and say, hey, Apple, I want to resell your items. And they said, yes, okay. Or it's also like what I did with the Stranger Things stuff, where if I would have reached out to Netflix and said, hey, can I sell Stranger Things stuff? And they say, yes, you can. And they give me a discounted price on their items. So basically, that is how it works. You reach out to a manufacturer. You want that manufacturer to be in the US or Canada. You basically want it to be in your country. So if you're not in the US or Canada, try to find some in your country, just because it's cheaper, shipping is quicker, the quality is going to be better than if you just get it off AliExpress or something like that. But yeah, you reach out to those manufacturers and you ask for permission to resell their items online. So yeah, now we are here. Oh, actually, we're not finished yet. So after the AirPods business, I hopped into selling electronics and computers. So I was selling laptops and computer parts and things of that nature. And I reached out to companies like Lenovo, Acer, Sony, Samsung, LG, and I was able to successfully get all of those I was able to get authorization from all of those, and I actually still have an account to this day with a distributor called Ingram Micro, which lets you buy items from all those companies at a discounted price so that you can resell it. So I am a real deal authorized reseller for a lot of those. The problem is the electronic market and the technology market are super oversaturated. So, you definitely have to get creative with your advertising, because most people are just going to go to like Best Buy or Target for those types of things, or wherever, Walmart. But that wasn't the only problem. The biggest problem actually was the pricing. These companies did not give me a good enough profit margin. Like, for, let's say, if I wanted to sell a Lenovo Legion gaming laptop for, it's usually going for like $1,500 or something like that. If I wanted to sell that, Lenovo would probably sell it to me for like $1,400. So I would be selling a $1,500 item and only make $100 profit. You want to stay away from that. That is a waste of time. That is horrible. And not only that, but it also means that I can't compete. I can't price match. I can't price compete with my competitors. The reason what I do now works so well is because I'm able to make my items cheaper than everyone else, and that's why these people are taking the chance on my new store. People ask me all the time, why would somebody buy from your store and not just go to Walmart, Home Depot, whatever? It's because I'm cheaper than they are. And my customer service is more interpersonal. People like to talk to a real person more than having to talk to an AI or having to call 3 different people just to get in contact with the person that can help you. So, yeah, long story short, the technology store did not work out very well. I did not make any sales on that store at all. So then I decided to hop into the world of kitchen appliances, and this is where we are now. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Like I said midway through the video, if you are interested in learning more about Shopify, leave a comment and make sure you subscribe to this channel. We are at 50 subs. Thank you guys so much. This is the quickest 50 subs I've ever gotten in my entire life, and I've had many YouTube channels. So I really appreciate y'all for that. Make sure you keep hitting that sub button, keep hitting that like button. Leave a comment down below so that I can get you in the Discord server. We are at 114 members, which is insane. So get in that as soon as you can. And then let me see, is there anything else that I need to tell you guys? Ooh, I do have a small announcement. So I finally figured out what I can call you guys. Now that we're at 50 subscribers, we have a real deal community. Our name is going to be the Grinders, and I know that is probably super cliche. It's probably taken, whatever. But as y'all can see, my channel name is Tyler Bowles Continued. My whole brand is centered around TB Continued, and I'll explain more about why I chose that. But the idea of it is that through tough times, Tyler Bowles continued. I never let these tough times stop me from being a businessman, being an entrepreneur. I never let those stores where I didn't make any money stop me from making another store and just going hard. And that's the idea of grinding. Grinders don't stop. Y'all are continuers too. Y'all will continue to work hard no matter what happens. That's the type of community I want. I don't want a community where everyone's successful and happy and perfect. I'm not asking for that. That's unrealistic. I want a community where you won't stop. You will grind. You will continue. That is why this channel is called Tyler Bowles Continued, because I want y'all to continue as well. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Peace out.